to enslave our fellow man is unfortunately intrinsic to the human character. It has been with us since the beginning of time, on every continent and in virtually every culture. From ancient Egypt to Babylon to Greece and Rome, Africa, Asia, Europe, the United States. It's a disease of our human nature, yet people are under the impression that it no longer exists.
As long as you behave like a slave, you'll remain in the jacket to keep you straight and grip you up in court like a racket. Represented, ain't it fantastic? Your attorney and your judge study the same magic. You are an infant, a person that's unsound. They give you life vests, take it off and you will drown. At least that's what they try to teach you. They give you A and B, I don't subscribe to either. You should see stone cold through their fallacy when they try to control the debate with a duality. Pick one, then you think you got a choice. You've essentially squandered your motherfucking voice. I talk to the masses to see what I find, and eventually I gathered 500,000 like minds. Fuck 1,000,000 men, there's 100 more times than what you thought. That consensus was created by crimes. Your First Amendment is deader than a doornail. Speaking your mind will get you fined or more jail. We're building bombs that you wouldn't believe. You want the right to bear arms, roll up your sleeve. Your First Amendment is deader than a doornail. Speaking your mind will get you fined or more jail. We're building bombs that you wouldn't believe. You want the right to bear arms, roll up your sleeve. As long as you behave like a slave, you'll remain in the basement, lost in a labyrinth of your enslavement, wandering in a CIA-approved arrangement, listening to a blabbermouth for entertainment. The truth ain't what it's cracked up to be. Patriots are manufactured in a factory. Most so-called hate groups they've all been to. ADL, Southern Poverty Law Center. You might hear my words ungodly and jest, but you don't know about the wicked Dr. Jolly and West, who looked after Tim McVeigh right up until his death. Sirhan, Jack Ruby, and probably Koresh. Some say Oswald was just one lone nut. Others will say the CIA murdered JFK, so what? The human animal makes me want to channel Lord Milner and execute everybody who's off kilter. All that's out of order, that's what they're saying. It's soon to be brought down. And they ain't playing. Fluoride's in your water, that's what I'm saying. Black water is in your town, and I ain't playing. Out of order. That's what they're saying. It's soon to be brought down. And they ain't playing. Fluoride's in your water. That's what I'm saying. Monsanto is in your town. And I ain't playing.
I am what I am, and that's all that I am. And I am not capable of bowing to a man. And I am not capable of granting jurisdiction. Especially considering the fact that you're a fiction. Especially considering the fact you ain't real. And I'm flesh and I'm blood and I breathe and I feel. And I'm here and I'm now. I exist in this time. And the only place that you exist is the mind. And the only evidence of your existence is paper. I'm 80% water, you ain't even made of vapor. You ain't nothing but a figment of the imagination of men and women whose opinions held as legislation. But how does that opinion then create an obligation upon an autonomous sovereign without a nation? I'm saying, as a king I stand above your law, and it doesn't even matter whether or not I cross your bar.
Your First Amendment is deader than a doornail. Speaking your mind could get you fined or more jail. We're building bombs that you wouldn't believe. You want the right to bear arms? Roll up your sleeve. Your First Amendment is deader than a doornail. Speaking your mind could get you fined or more jail. We're building bombs that you wouldn't believe. You want the right to bear arms? Your beloved America's a British colony de jour. The king funded both sides of the Revolutionary War. The people does not include you. You're a whore. You can verify that in Barron vs. Baltimore. Look on your deed and you'll see the word tenant. Slaves cannot own property, just rent it. Social Security's in place to enslave us. The trust fund, they blew it. Stewart vs. Davis. It's all typed out in black and white. Decided very long ago how you'd react and fight. Contingency plans were drawn up exact precise on how to distract your nice from the facts of life. They polarize the people to attack and fight within groups searching for truth and hijack the plight. I knew a few patriots who lacked the price. One of them's drunk in a lounge singing Mac the Knife. The other two have disappeared unheard of. Some say suicide, others say murder. Watch out for patriots on the radio. Many know the truth, but they simply won't say it though. I ain't looking for beef, cause most of you friendly. But Alex Jonestein juices as kosher as any. Another money bomb, how much can you lend me? What can I get with 3 quadrillion pennies? Your First Amendment is deader than a doornail. Speaking your mind will get you fined or more jail. We're building bombs that you wouldn't believe. You want the right to bear arms, roll up your sleeve. Your First Amendment is deader than a doornail. Speaking your mind will get you fined or more jail. We're building bombs that you wouldn't believe. You want the right to bear arms, roll up your sleeves.
The Jewish people seem to run 90% of all the media and all of the Hollywood movies.
All right, thanks for the call. Everybody hates the Jews. Oh my God.
I
the way, Larry didn't say he hated the Jews.
Question, why are you still breathing? I mean, why haven't you really just taken a toaster oven and thrown it in the bathtub with yourself and had a party? Because that's what you need to do.
I mean, Abe Foxman of the Jewish ADL admits that the 8 largest movie studios are run by Jews. Joel Stein, also Jewish. Joel Stein says, of course the Jews run Hollywood and the movies and the media. And Jason, please don't call yourself the info warrior if you don't even know those basic facts. Ben Stein, he was asked by reporters, the Jews own Hollywood, and he looked at the reporter like he was nuts. He said, well, of course the Jews run and own Hollywood. So what? According to Jason Vermis, you even dare to say that the Jews run Hollywood.
The desire to enslave our fellow man is
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Can you hear me? I hope you can. I can hear me too. I got to get rid of an icon right quick. Yeah, I'm just doing a quick stream before I go into work. I'm going to be doing a series called Troll Point, or Home Base, as we call it. So the thing is that there are people in both sides of the community who are just straight up opportunists. And they don't want any waves to. Oh yeah, good. Thanks, Derek. Yeah, just doing a quick stream. This week I'm going to go through just the whole genre and just point out the trollish behavior that I run into and where I run into it. Point it out, and just as a red flag for people to avoid dealing with it. If you're really inquisitive enough, you'll look into topics, and you should have every right as I would say a God-given, or God gave us our rights for that matter. And most of the opportunists are basically atheists who are highly skeptical that creation is what it is. But to investigate creation and question what you've been told about it is your God-given right. Yeah. And to give in the stigmas like, you're a flat earther. I don't really care. You're a Christian. You're a Muslim. Doesn't matter what really you as a person were given rights by God. And that's basically what I'm looking at. I have the right to know where I live. And my investigations led me to where I am now. And I should give every individual a right to do so. And I'm going to be copywriting perspective rules. I've looked into it. That's going to be this thing. That's what I'm doing. And just to protect my content, I'm going to go through all the 9,000 shows I've done. I'm going to trim out all the shows that are pretty much worthless. There's been a lot of, like I said, trollish behavior that has caused these shows to not be watchable almost. Not that I'm ashamed of them or anything. It's you get knee-jerk reactions from people. People will say things that aren't really intended for the show itself. So I'm going to just go through. I'll probably get rid of maybe a quarter of some of the streams I've done. I'm going to save the good ones where I do some solid investigation with pseudoscience claims and stuff like that, just for people to watch so they can actually do it. They don't have to do all this research for themselves. Yeah. Absolutely. And that's why I play that song. You know, they want to eliminate your First Amendment rights for you saying what you think, or, you know, and then they'll judge you by what you say because you thought of it on your own. Yeah. Hey, Brad Roy. So, Mr. Super, Derek, and Heron Song, you guys are constantly on the internet, right? Just as much as I am. It's almost addictive, isn't it? I think it is. I'm just wondering what I look like on the YouTube side right quick. Let's see. It's just my icon. Look at that. Yeah. Yeah, not bad. So, yeah, I'm going to do like a 6-part series. And I'm going to go through and show you the pitfalls in these debates and stuff. And the arguments. And you can judge for yourself. Hey, Jeremy, how you doing? Yeah, so I'm going to be leaving you guys in about 6 minutes. So this week I set this up, and I'm going to just be doing like, I would say about that many 6-part series, going through not just our community, not expose anything, just to show what's out there. And there are channels that are decent, people who've done some honest research, put it out there for other people. And that's really what we need. We don't need people who, you got to come to me. I have everything. That's just nonsense. Not everybody does. It's humility, what a lot of people need. Oh, thought I would make that announcement. And I'm going to go try to YouTube copyright so I can actually keep the slander off good people's backs. You know, I've taken a blunt of it as I've been out here just doing shows. And I would just, by doing my shows, I mean, I was just investigating things that I've been taught and put it into the cognitive test of, is it plausible? And I think that everybody should be that honest about it, instead of like, making a social club out of it. Now, so there is social behavior, and people expect you to behave a way, socially in a way. But there are people who don't, such as this. No, I'm glad you can stop by. Just keep your eyes peeled up for my show if you want to follow along with it. And I'll be still trying to get a job in Antarctica for one reason, just to point out the fraud of it. I really do want to go show what they did and actually live stream it. Yeah. I'm still getting kickback for it. And there's 13 people in here. Oh no. Out of 12 people. Oh, somebody left. Hey Jay, how you doing? Yeah, I'm not going to be doing a full stream. I'm going to be going to work in the next half hour. So I have an 8-hour shift I got to work. So I got to put food on the table, pay the bills, just like everybody else. I'm not sitting here with my hand out. Never have. Yeah, so I have it scheduled already. So for the next stream, it'll be tonight, and I'm going to be covering some of that stuff. I just want to give you a heads up. I'm going to get flack for this too. I'm not trying to undermine anybody's work or anything. It's just pointing out the trollish behavior, the idiocracy that ensues in the process, and it's not on our side for the most part. There's most of it's on the other side of the story, and they don't expect any kind of kickback from us, Just lay down and take it. Hey, Rumham, how you doing? I gotta leave. Start getting ready to go to work in about 2 minutes. So I like to keep everything honest and upfront. No, there's a lot of people who don't. That's not human nature. And then people are taught, oh, it's just your nature. No, your nature is exactly what it is. To live is your nature. I'm going to play off with another song and get ready for work. Thanks for stopping in and listening to me give this little synopsis of what I'm doing this week. Hey, Mac. Nothing's up except me going to work now. So just pass the word out to everybody if you want to share my show and if people are interested in it. Oh, thanks, Jay. I appreciate that, man. It's pretty simple. It's easy to do. Just be true to yourself there in that regards. All right, well, let's see. What should I play out with? Let's see. Let's go back in the archives of songs that I have. And I've never gotten a strike for doing Payday stuff. Payday doesn't have enough. He was pushed up with the copyright infringement and all kinds of other stuff, and he got a bad deal with the record company he signed up with. Some of his topics are, You follow. Let's see. Yeah, let's try that one. Let's just like a good one. Let's see. And I'll see you on my next stream later on tonight. Thanks, guys. Doo-doo.
Hello? Is anybody in the predominant media, government, or law enforcement listening? Clearly, these rascals control the banks, the media, the government, most of the technology, and the minds of most people. It doesn't sound fair, does it? I don't think so.
Look around the world at your leaders and it's evident. All they do is lie, steal, murder, and deceive. The only qualified people running for your president get their characters assassinated by the heaps. Dr. Paul could have killed the Federal Reserve, my friend. All they really needed was a brass set of balls. Trump has got the testicular fortitude to murder them. That's why they are panicking and making lots of calls. Your senators are all Democratic or Republican, and every major war's orchestrated by your government. Something's gotta give, I'm telling you. I feel the coup de grace. The people running shit, unfortunately, you never knew they face. Fuck what you heard, I'ma tell you what you better know. Elitists about to merge US, Canada, and Mexico. You will accept what they give you if they parrot it and scare you half to death, have you begging for your Barrett chip. All they need to imprison the whole entire planet now. Welcome to the United Republic of Bananas now. The more that you rely on assistance from a liberal, the chosen ain't controlling them just sees you as more pitiful. They don't give a fuck what their doctrine about the duty is. Spending their leisure time paying homages to Lucifer. Son, I got the solution, that's why I wrote the manual. I raised a crazy army of 100,000 animals. The current occupation is postulating to damage you. You know the situation, the operation is flammable. The right sophistication and dedication is tangible. We need to raise an army of 100,000 animals. The current occupation is postulating to damage you. You know the situation, the occupation is flammable. Marching on the street with a sign that's commendable. But what we need is an army of 100,000 animals. The people with which we're dealing have no emotional feeling and killing a million innocent men, women, and children. You gotta ask yourself a question, patriotic pilgrim. Who's really benefiting from knocking down those buildings? They use nightmares to manipulate your lifestyle, but the truth is quite clear to a bright child. Societies need enemies to scare them, and if they don't exist, MI6 will prepare them. Royal Institute of International Affairs, aka CFR, in your lobby. Secret societies weren't created by Nazis. CIA, aka Mossad, also snobby. The people with which we're dealing have no emotional feeling of killing a million innocent men, women, and children. You gotta ask yourself a question, patriotic pilgrim. Who's really benefiting from knocking down them buildings? Current occupation is postulating to damage you. You know the situation, the operation is flammable. The right sophistication and dedication is tangible. We need to raise an army of 100,000 animals. The current occupation is postulating to damage you. You know the situation, the occupation is flammable. Marching on the street with a sign that's commendable. But what we need is an army of 100,000 animals. They use nightmares to manipulate your lifestyle, but the truth is quite clear to a bright child. The very fabric of America they messing with, and label anybody a lunatic if they question it. That's why I'm making it a point to note, no one living has ever been given this type of hope. Believe me, this is no endorsement at all, it's just a fact. It's not about building a wall. A congressman from Texas is telling you your freedom's gone, but he don't get no press cause they know he's not a neocon. We don't see a change, man, I guarantee the heat is on. I would bet my life. Fuck all your genocide. Millions of men have died. Innocent women, children gone forever. Divide and conquer you. That's what they plan to do. If you don't fuck around and come together.
Interesting song so far. I've never listened to it. I hate politics. Later, guys. I'm on. Later. I'll be off work after a while.